The sun had just dipped behind the school building, and the empty playground echoed with laughter, but not the kind that brought joy. A group of older students circled 3 younger girls, their shadows long and threatening. Well, looks like we found the little princesses again, one sneered, shoving a backpack to the ground. Please, just leave us alone, whispered Mia, clutching her books to her chest, her voice trembling. Her friends, Lily and Sarah, stood frozen beside her, fear written on every face. Or what? You gonna cry, little crybabies? The tallest boy laughed, kicking dirt near Sarah's shoes. The girls flinched, their hearts pounding as they tried to step back toward the school gate. Stop it. Why do you always do this? Lily's voice cracked, but she stood her ground, though her hands shook. The boys only laughed louder, surrounding them like a pack of wolves. Mia's eyes filled with tears as the boys pushed her shoulder roughly. You think you can stop us? You're weak, one shouted. The girls huddled together, whispering desperate plans to escape, but every route seemed blocked. The bullies' laughter grew louder, echoing through the empty streets. Suddenly, a deep rumble of motorcycles broke through the tension, shaking the ground. All heads turned as 3 bikers appeared, leather jackets glinting under the streetlights, their faces serious, almost fierce. Hey, back off, one of the bikers shouted, revving his bike. The bullies froze, confusion and fear replacing their smirks. You don't scare us, one of the boys spat, trying to sound brave. The biker dismounted slowly, his eyes locked on them. I suggest you think again. You've been hurting people who don't deserve it. Today, that ends. The bullies looked at each other, their courage fading as the bikers stepped closer. The girls, still huddled together, stared in awe, hope flickering in their eyes for the first time in weeks. But, Mia whispered shakily, Who are they? Lily shook her head, barely believing it herself. I don't know, but I think they're here to help us. The leader of the bikers glared at the bullies, his voice low but commanding. Leave, now, or you'll regret it. The boys hesitated, weighing the danger, then bolted, leaving the girls trembling but safe. The rumble of the motorcycles faded as the bikers watched them for a moment, ensuring the threat was gone. One of the bikers turned to the girls, softening his expression. Are you okay? Sarah nodded, tears streaming down her face. Thank you. We didn't know what to do. The biker smiled gently. No one deserves to be afraid every day. Remember, there's always someone who'll stand up for you, but sometimes, you need to find your own courage too. The girls hugged each other tightly, relief washing over them like a wave. For the first time, they felt seen, protected, and somehow, stronger. As the bikers rode away into the night, their silhouettes fading against the dark streets, Mia whispered, Maybe things will change now. The camera pans over the empty playground, the echo of laughter replaced by the quiet hum of hope. The bullies might return, but the girls' fear had shifted into something new. Courage. The next afternoon, the school bell rang, signaling freedom, but the memory of yesterday's bullying still clung to Mia, Lily, and Sarah like a heavy shadow. They walked together, heads down, hearts still pounding. They could come back, Sarah whispered, her voice small. What if they hurt us again? We can't let them scare us forever, Lily said, trying to sound braver than she felt. We need to stand up, somehow. Mia looked at her friends, worry and determination fighting in her chest. But how? What if we can't? Suddenly, the bullies appeared again, stepping out from behind the corner. Thought you could hide, huh? The tallest one sneered, blocking their path. This time, the girls didn't run. They froze for a heartbeat, then slowly stepped back until they were near the playground fence, their backs against it. Fear still gripped them. But there was also a spark of memory of the bikers from yesterday. You'll never get away with this, Lily shouted, her voice trembling but loud. The bullies laughed, circling them once more. Or what? Are your biker friends going to save you again? Mia's hands clenched into fists. She remembered the biker's words. Sometimes, you need to find your own courage too. Her chest tightened, but she inhaled, standing taller. We don't need anyone to fight for us. We can handle this ourselves. Sarah's eyes widened. You really mean it? Yes, Mia said, her voice steady. Together, we're stronger than you think. The bullies lunged forward, but the girls refused to scatter. Instead, they shouted and pushed back, surprising the older students with their sudden courage. Stop. Leave us alone, they yelled in unison. One of the bullies tripped over the edge of the sidewalk. Another backed away, shocked at the girls' defiance. The tallest one froze, rage twisting his face. But without the element of fear or intimidation working, he realized he was losing control. He You little, he sputtered, before finally storming off. Muttering threats. The girls collapsed onto the ground, gasping for breath, their adrenaline slowly fading. Tears streamed down their faces not from fear, but from relief and triumph. Lily laughed shakily. We did it. We actually did it. Mia hugged her friends tightly. We've been afraid for so long, but now, we see we don't have to be. The next day at school, whispers filled the hallways. Word spread quickly that the girls had finally stood up to the bullies, and though the bullies tried to act tough, no one dared bother them again. Later, the girls sat on a bench outside, watching the sun set. Mia smiled softly. It wasn't just about the bikers. It was about believing in ourselves. Sarah nodded, wiping a tear. We realized courage isn't about not being scared. It's about facing your fear, even when it's hard. Lily added, and standing together makes us stronger. We're never truly alone. As the camera pans away, the schoolyard is calm, peaceful, bathed in warm sunset light. The girls walk home side by side, their heads high, hearts braver than ever. A voice echoes softly over the scene. No one deserves to live in fear. Sometimes, help comes from others. Sometimes, it comes from within. But courage, friendship, and standing up for what's right, that's how fear loses its power. The screen fades to black, leaving the lesson lingering in the hearts of the viewers. True strength isn't the absence of fear, but the choice to rise above it.